Today I'll show you how to create this modal that you can open and close with only HTML and CSS. Let's imagine we have this extra info button and we want to click this button and get a modal that shows us some extra information, for example. So we can do so by creating another div, for example, and this one has the ID of modal, for example. And inside of this modal, let's imagine we want to have a paragraph that says extra information, for example, and then we want to have some extra information. So maybe let's just use some placeholder text, for example. And at the bottom of this modal, we will have another button of type button that will say close modal, for example. And as you can see right now, we're seeing this modal. So what we have to add to this div is basically the attribute popover, like so, and we can delete this. And now as you can see, our popover is basically gone. And now to our button, we can add the class or the attribute, to be precise, of popover target. And now we can add the target for this button, and the target is basically our ID of modal. So you need to add an ID right here, and this should be the ID of the modal you basically want to open. So we'll add modal to this one, and now once we click, we get this modal, which obviously looks terrible. So we're going to style our modal. We say hashtag modal has a width of 400 or 300 pixels. We have a padding of 20 pixels, a border of maybe 0, border minus radius maybe of 10 pixels. Let's maybe use some more of this. And now let's also start to style our class modal heading and class modal description. We are going to copy that one, and first of all we say dot modal minus heading will have a font weight of bold, a font minus size of 20 pixels, for example. We are going to open it, and as you can see, it looks like this right now. Let's use 30. Yeah, I think our modal description is kind of right. It doesn't have to be perfect as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to place our modal in the center of the screen. So we use position absolute, left 50%, top 50%. Now it is basically right here, and now to get it into the center, we're going to use transform, translate x minus 50%, and translate y minus 50% to get it into the center, and now it's in the center. So obviously this would not be necessary, and it's not like, obviously you could also put the modal to the top right here or wherever you wanted to. Now let's also style our button by giving it a class of btn, for example. Now we're going to say .btn has a width of 100%, a margin top of maybe 10 pixels, a border radius of 5 pixels, and let's just open it. And as you can see, it looks like this. So let's give it a padding 15 pixels into every direction, outline 0, border 0. Now we have this modal. Obviously you could style this button pretty much in any way you wanted to, but I think for the purpose of this demo it's definitely fine. And now if you want to close this modal, what you can do is add a popover target action to our button and say the target action is hide. And we also need to add a popover target right here, and for this one the popover target is also modal. So we are going to open it and we are going to close it. So the popover target is basically the target you want to target, if it makes sense like this. And the popover target action basically tells you, do you want to hide it, do you want to show it? And if you don't have anything, it's basically just means you're going to show it.